Hello, people. Good mornings. Another beautiful day. Yep. Hope your five senses work. Health and strength is good. We're excellent. What? What's up, gamers? We're talking about this Starfield. Uh-oh. Here's the deal. Here, got a nice little article here from PCN Games. Okay. Listen to this. Says here, Starfield is still being worked on by 250 Bethesda dev. It looks like potentially half of the pre-launch team is still working on Starfield at Bethesda, with DLC and updates a big focus for the team. Starfield is a colossal game and one that hundreds of staff at Bethesda worked on up until release, continue to work on now as you play it for yourself. Potentially half of the original developers appear to still be on the project too, give or take, with multiple updates and DLC. It looks like a lot of RPG game team is still working on Starfield, as outlined by director Todd in a new interview with Wired. You're talking to me? But there is about 450 people here. Howard say we're gesturing to all the games Bethesda has worked on in the video. We still have people that worked on Fallout 76. We have about 250 on Starfield. These only exist because of all those people and us working together. That's why the games are so big. There are so many moving parts and interesting things that people will find that comes from everybody here. Then it says, while Howard gives a figure of around 450 people working on all of Bethesda current games in the interview, I interviewed a former Bethesda developer last year and learned a little bit more about the exact number of people on Space Game. Starfield is a much bigger project. It's like 500 people or something on the team, whereas I think Fallout 76 may be 200 tops, says former Bethesda lead Light and Starfield Nate Perkypile. As Starfield had multiple Bethesda location working on the game, it's ended up having more developer. Perkypile number was still an estimate, and it says, so without getting lost in the percentage, roughly half of Bethesda pre-launch team is still working on Starfield. With the ongoing updates and the upcoming Starfield Shattered PC DLC, this isn't all that surprising, but still, it's a big number. With the Elder Scrolls 6 release date and Fallout 5 next for the team, even if they're a way off, focusing on Starfield looked to be a big priority. Then it says, what lots of Bethesda latest game doesn't tell you, we got just what you need with over 50 incredible Starfield mods along all of the Starfield console commands and cheats to give you the ultimate power over the settled system. And what it says here, still looking for more? While a good Starfield wiki can be a handy source of information, our new Starfield database goes further, offering you daily news, search, data banks, and even interactive tool. Okay, all right. Look, this article talks about Bethesda on by. Okay, let me get this out of the way. The title talks about 250 Bethesda devs working on Starfield, and if you go down in the article, it says 450, then it goes to 500. The whole point of the article is this: is that people at Bethesda, the developers at Bethesda, they still have their jobs, and they're still working, and they're still making revenue, and they're still working. They're doing what they love to do, which is making video games, and which is also working on the games that Bethesda is providing. So 250 developers is pretty good to be working on a game as big as Starfield. And sure, if there's 500, that means 250 probably doing Starfield. Others are trying to put Fallout 5 together, and the others are probably working on Elder Scrolls 6. So the point is that people at Bethesda, they still have their jobs and they're still working, and with this economy and the way it is, studios are letting go of employees. I mean, yesterday I just did a video talking about Epic Games, and they let go of 900 people. Epic Games. They made about 20 billion in Fortnite. And 2020 and 2021, they don't know the number, how much money they made, so they probably made more than that. But the article goes on to talk about how Epic is worth 31 billion. So, in a climate like today, people are being let go, or jobs are being cut. But over at Bethesda, now that Bethesda is under the Microsoft umbrella, Microsoft even did some cutbacks too. But the point is that you have 500, you got 250 developers working on the game, and it means that the game is getting updates when they're ready. So 250 is pretty good. Even 100 developers to be working on a game is still pretty good too, or even 150, still pretty good. So the point is that Starfield is getting worked on. Starfield is getting updates. Starfield is getting feedbacks, and the developers are moving forward. Bethesda is a big studio, so that studio is probably like broken into different sections. A group working on Fallout, the new game. A group working on Elder Scrolls 6. A group of people working on Elder Scrolls 6, coming up with the ideas, concept, and everything. And then a group working on Starfield. So the point is that they're working to make these games possible, and bringing them to fruition, and producing these games so we can play them. So 250 is pretty good. Now I'm sure when you saw the title, it sounds bad, but nah. What it means is that you got a group of people, they're working on Starfield. Another group of people, they're working on the new Fallout. And another group of people now, they're working on Elder Scrolls 6. So yeah. And Todd Howard's have to oversee all that. So yeah. They're doing pretty well over at Bethesda. Even though Microsoft did some cutbacks too. The point is that developers are still working on these games, so people can play them and be entertained. So it's not that bad as it seems. So right now they're just busy. So, and Starfield been getting updates after updates after updates. So by the looks of the picture, they put one of the character's picture, and she got all sad face, but it's not all bad. 250 people is pretty good to be working on a game. It just means that there's other groups doing other things. This group works on Starfield. This group works on Fallout. This group works on Elder Scrolls 6. And then go on from there. So yeah. And of course there's the Elder Scrolls Online, and then there's the Skyrim, and what else? Of course there's Oblivion. So different groups are doing different things. So yeah. And they're working and they're producing, so it's not all bad like how people make it out to be. So But Bethesda right now, was it Todd Howard's? He's overseeing all of that, so they are busy, man, working on all these games. Oblivion, even Morrowind, Fallout 4, even Skyrim, even Elder Scrolls Online. Then there's the Elder Scrolls 6 factor to work on. Then so different groups of people are within Bethesda, under the Microsoft umbrella. They're working on different projects. So it's not all bad. Okay, so that's my thoughts on the whole thing. But other than that, they're good. The video game industry just moves on. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Nice talking to you people again. Chris, still a Star Wars and Star Trek fan. Board Star Trek.